I'm here with Mike Trageser for the August Spotlight, the newsletter. Mike, where were you born?
I was born in Annapolis, Maryland. Grew up in a little town called Arnold on the Severn River. So I spent most of my summers fishing, crabbing, swimming, having a really great childhood. I didn't leave the Annapolis area until 1976.
Okay. Where'd you grow up after that?
Well, I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated from North Carolina State in
Okay.
Parks and Recreation. And from there, I went to Monmouth County, New Jersey as a recreation supervisor. So that's how I wound up in New Jersey. I did that for about 4.5 years. I was responsible for all the recreational programming, organizing marathon, bike races, um, bus trips, and what have you. And after that, I went to work for a local bus company as their group tour manager and also helped develop their Atlantic City program. And I was with that bus company for a couple years. And then I went down to South Jersey and managed a bus company for 4 years. We started out with 5 buses. When I left, we had 15. And that's when I entered the casino industry. And I started out as the bus program manager at the Old Sands in Atlantic City. And then 34 years later, had opened up the Sands in Bethlehem for the last 12 years of my career and ended my career as the vice president of casino marketing.
Oh, so you're a pretty busy guy.
It was a great career, great life. I had a lot of fun.
Okay. Mike, tell me a little bit about your family. You got a wife, some kids?
Yeah, my wife Mickey. Surprisingly, we have the same nickname, which causes some fun in the family. We were married 27 years ago. We've been together 30 years. She's been a fantastic influence on my son. My son was from my first marriage. She entered his life when he was 7. And he's pretty much taken on her personality. And I'm so grateful for her for those years that she helped out with him.
What does your son do?
He's a pilot. He's in the Air Force Reserves. Right now he's training on the KC-46, the new tanker. He's moving over to the VIP service in Andrews Air Force Base, where he'll fly like the Speaker of the House and the First Lady and other congressional members and high military folks. He's also a pilot for American Airlines.
Wow. That's pretty nice. What other hobbies do you have outside of work? You're retired now.
Well, I took up golf.
Mm-hmm.
I never had time when I was working, so I took up golf in 2020. I love it. Of course, I'm not very good at it, but I've gotten better, and that's my goal, is to continue to get better. Right now, my goal is bogey golf. I've come close. I hope this year to hit that. Other than that, I love to go to movies, theater, read books, watch a lot of Netflix, and my wife and I listen to a lot of podcasts, especially when we're traveling.
Oh, yeah. Podcasts are very fun for traveling, road trips, and taking up your time while you're driving.
Right.
When did you become a resident of Seven Lakes?
We purchased in 2014, knowing that this is where we were ultimately going to retire. So for the first few years, we used it occasionally, and then rented it for 2 years. And then 3 years ago, we became snowbirds. So this past year was our third snowbird season. We'll be back again in October, and then we'll be down in January for the rest of the winter.
Okay. So you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're on the board. You're the assistant secretary, treasurer.
Treasurer. No, secretary.
It is secretary,
Yeah.
okay. So is there any other committees or groups that you're in at Seven Lakes, involved in?
Well, I was on the planning committee, and then, of course, when I got on the board, my main focus is being on the board. It's a very time-consuming position,
Mm-hmm.
so, and I certainly wouldn't want to take up away from that position. It's an important job. The board has a very strong responsibility to this community, and I think it deserves all your focus.
Right. What made you want to get onto the board here?
I sat in on quite a few of the board meetings, and it piqued my interest. I thought it was an opportunity to make sure that we're preserving Seven Lakes as a viable community for the future. I certainly plan to be here until the end,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great place, and it's a big community. It's a big job, and I just thought that being on the board we could help preserve what we have here, and to help make that difference.
It's a pretty good pretty noble thing to say. So obviously you have a lot of love for Seven Lakes. And what would you say your favorite thing or things are about the place?
I love the camaraderie here. We've made a lot of friends here. The folks I live in condo 5, building
Mm-hmm.
5, and it's just a great group of people there, very social. And then outside of that, being able to golf with a lot of different people. I usually just sign into golf, and whoever they send me out with, I do. So it's been an opportunity to meet a lot of really, really nice people, and everybody I've met has been fantastic. So um, that's really what I like most about here is the camaraderie and also just the beauty of it. I mean, it's an older community, but it's so well maintained, and when you drive in, it's like coming into a different world once you get off of 41, and and that's another thing that we want to maintain. Is just the beauty of the surroundings and making it a comfortable place to live for everybody.
Yeah, it's very good. Mike, we'll close out with one last question. Do you have any advice for a new resident of Seven Lakes?
Yeah, when you move in, really take a look at everything we have to offer here. It's a bundle community. There's a lot of different activities, whether you golf or play tennis and that type of activity, or if you want to do lapidary or woodworking and what have you. There's just so much that's available here. And then once you get comfortable in the surroundings and you start to meet people, get involved. If every year we ask for people to sign up for committees, find a committee that you have an interest in and get involved in that, because that's where you can really help and become a valuable part of the community.
Very good. All right, Mike, thanks for your time. We're going to wrap this up and we'll see you in the August spotlight.
Thank you, Phil.